Welcome into another edition of Sports Junkies here at RacingSportsZone.com. Steve Sparky Fifer from the Wendy's Big Show on Sports Radio 1250 WSSP. Gary Wolfel is off this week. He'll be back next week filling in for him. And our videos this week is WSSP High School Insider Mike McGivern. Catch him on the Wendy's Varsity Blitz Scoreboard Show on Friday nights where we cover high school football all over southeastern Wisconsin with 15 to 20 different reporters covering games. They do call-in here coach interviews. That's on Friday nights from 7 to 10. And then on the High School Coaches Show as well on Saturday mornings from 10 until noon. Now, Mr. McGivern, it's time to talk a little Packer football with you and get your take on it. And obviously, you're a huge Packer fan like everybody else. This Seahawks game in Seattle goes back to that Hail Mary game where the referee screwed all that up. How many Packer fans do you think have moved on from that Hail Mary game?
One. Yeah.
One?
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I think a lot of people had. You know, you're looking forward to this one. Obviously, when the schedule came out, that's the first thing people talked about. And smart of the NFL to set that up like that.
Promote it on TV the whole way out.
The whole way out. But I think people have kind of gotten over it. And it didn't cost the Packers a playoff spot. Still won the division.
Sure.
And I think this year will be a little different. I'm looking forward to this game tonight.
Obviously, there's probably a target. I mean, you've been a part of state championship teams as well. This is a Super Bowl champion. So every time they walk into a town or play somebody at home, the target's on their back. Everybody wants to beat the Super Bowl champs. It's very, very difficult to repeat. I mean, the Broncos did it, but there's not a lot of teams that are able to do it. Do you think this Seahawks team is good enough to repeat?
Do you know, look, I've been, like you said, I coached basketball for a long time, and we won a number of state championships. And kids and athletes, they are different when they are the hunted compared to when they're hunter. Seattle last year was hungry. They were the hunter. You know what? They went after it, and I just think people react different to being the guy. You know what? Now they're the guy. They're the, everybody's looking, who are they playing week 2, week 3, week 4, and we'll see how they react to that. Some guys may have rested on their laurels a little bit. I really believe that. That's why it's so hard to repeat. And I think that teams take a different approach so to understand how they did what they did and go after some weaknesses. I don't know if they're good enough to repeat. I'm still, and I hate to say this, I'm still not 100% sold on Russell Wilson.
Really? Mm-mm. See, the one thing that I like about Seattle is your head coach. Your head coach has been the hunted before at USC. Now, again, it's college, it's not pros, but he's had the opportunity to work with athletes coming back being the hunted. Mm-hmm. So, from that aspect, it's different than saying, let's say it was, Lovie Smith. They never won with the Bears. Lovie Smith wins a Super Bowl. Now the next year he's the hunted, and he's never been in that role with the team of being the hunted as a head coach. I think there is an advantage to that when you have a coach who's been on a team, who's been in that position, how to motivate the players, the pitfalls that you may run into throughout the course of the season.
Hey, when does he wear thin? With that rah-rah
not happening.
College, yeah, it's going to wear thin.
I'm telling you, I just don't think it's going to happen. And the reason why I don't think it's going to happen is players love playing for him. I mean, you just don't hear anybody saying otherwise.
As long as they're winning.
Sure.
They start losing, I'm telling you, he's going to wear, Harbaugh's wearing thin right now.
In San Francisco.
Big time wearing thin.
Yeah, and
I think that's going to happen.
But they're different. Harbaugh's in your face. Not really a rah-rah guy. He's just an edgy, real over-competitive guy, a perfectionist. Pete Carroll, man's blaring music in practice, relaxing, pulling pranks on players.
You bet.
I mean, it's more of a college atmosphere with the Seahawks than it is a pro atmosphere.
Now have a year where you get a couple key injuries and you're losing. Let me see him act like.
We'll find out.
We'll see.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We'll find out. What about the Green Bay Packers coming into this game against the Seahawks? What do you think, obviously, is the key or two keys to this Packers team winning?
You know, I'm wondering if that rookie center is going to hold up. You know, can he hold up in that atmosphere right off the jump? To listen to Aaron Rodgers, he said, look, he's done everything we've asked. He's got 2 really good guards next to him. Yeah. But, boy, that noise, and you're playing against Super Bowl champs, that's a tough way to start your professional career. So that's one. Number 2, defensively. Can they stop somebody? Do you know, last year was tough defensively. They've made some changes. I'm excited about some of the changes they've made, but there's still some guys there that I'm thinking, man, A.J. Hawk's still there.
He's still there.
He's still there. And you look at his numbers, and it looks like he's got good numbers, but it doesn't seem like
doesn't pass the eye test.
No, I didn't pass. He's not. He's making tackles, but he's making tackles 5, 6, 7 yards away from the line of scrimmage. So there's some guys that are still there that concern me a little bit. The injury to Raji, I think that's going to be a bad blow for them. Yep. I do. But I'm anxious to see what Peppers is going to do with Matthews on the other side.
Well, and that's just it. I think, for me, the biggest thing I'm looking for in this game against the Seahawks is, what is Dom Capers going to do schematically?
Right.
How is he going to change things? Because McCarthy hinted all offseason, this is going to be different this year than last year. It's going to be a different type of defense. Same type of personnel and so forth, but different types of packages maybe. And we've seen in practice them show the look of Peppers having his hand in the dirt and Matthews at outside linebacker right next to him, and they're both coming from the same side. That's going to be tough to defend. Yes. I don't care what offensive line you are.
No doubt.
And they said that they're going to have Peppers or Matthews roaming around, and you're going to have to figure out where they're coming from. That's going to be tough for people to defend. And being in week 1, I think, plays to the Packers' advantage in this game because Seattle has no idea what Capers is going to throw at them for the most part. I mean, basic, 3rd and 26, you got a good idea of what he's going to bring. But in first down and second down situations, he may throw out some new wrinkles you haven't seen.
What's nice about it being the first week is they've spent, obviously, all of this time getting ready for that game. And how to defend Russell Wilson, how to defend Lynch, what to do on their blitzes, how what Seattle, what their tendencies were last year. I don't see them changing much.
Right.
As the Super Bowl champ, basically you say, look, you know what we are, come beat us. And it'll be interesting to see. I think Rodgers actually has a pretty big game.
Prediction for the game?
24-21 Packers.
24-21 Packers.
24-21 Packers.
I'm going to go with the Packers winning this one 20-13.
Really?
20-13 over the Seahawks, because I just think if I'm right about Capers in this defense, I think he's going to throw some stuff that they're not going to expect. I think the Seahawks defense is going to keep the Packers in check. They're not going to let them into the end zone as much as they would against most teams, so you'll see some field goals in this game. The other issue we haven't talked about is you have a rookie center going into the loudest, most hostile stadium in the NFL in week 1 with a Seahawks defense that's just drooling knowing they got a rookie center to screw up.
And and you had asked me what my keys were, and that was one of them. Can he handle that? I think the advantage with those guards next to him, he's going to be fine. You know what? Rodgers may snap on him once or twice, but I think he played at Ohio State.
Absolutely,
he's used to this as well, and it'll be interesting to see if Lacey goes off early. If they can start running the ball a little bit on that Seattle defense, it'll kind of open up some passing lanes.
Lacey was a beast in the exhibition season, that is for sure.
You bet.
We'll come back next week. We'll talk about it again next time with Gary Wolfel. We'll go over what happened in that Packers-Seahawks game and look ahead to week 2 against the Jets.
I'm fired now? That's it?
No,
you told me long-term contract if I sit in here.
Right, we're giving you a week off next week.
Thank you.
And then the next 2 weeks after that, it's you and me again. Right back here at the WSSP Studios.
I get paid again then? Is that
you get paid as much as I do every week. He is Mike McGivern of WSSP, Steve Sparky Fifer with you as well. We'll see you next week with Gary Wolfel here on RacineSportsZone.com.